Welcome back to episode 60 of the Block Runner podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, Iman. How's it going, dude?
Hey, people.
All right, right now we're about to jump into Decentraland. There's a meetup going on right now. Decentraland is doing a COVID donation event, and they're exchanging, I think, 0.058 ETH for, which is around $10 for some masks.
Can you see my screen right now, Willis?
Yeah. So everybody can see your screen right now.
Okay, damn, it's a lot. Now I know your struggle, dude. It's definitely a lot laggier than it was without this video shit running.
Yeah. So
Check it out,
I thought you had a super rig. Yeah, that's one of the masks right there. Oh,
yeah, I do have a
you got
super
your
rig.
own mask.
Hell yeah, dude. I was like one of the first ones to get a mask, dude. I'm pretty happy about that. But this is cool, man. I don't know if you've been here yet.
Yeah, I bought a mask.
Holy shit! Did you hear that?
No, what was that?
The music?
Oh, I can't hear it.
Okay, dude, it's fucking intense.
Yeah.
Like you walk in this bitch, it's dude, look at it, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Dude, this is totally, man, I wish you could hear the music, but then you wouldn't be able to hear us. So let me walk out this bitch. I can't even hear myself talk. It's so loud. Holy crap. But yeah, dude, I like walk in there and I immediately get like a freaking, I don't know, like a club environment feel to it.
Right.
Like I was kind of blown away, not blown away, but I was kind of happy to kind of like to feel something for the first time, like in Decentraland. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's
kind of a surreal feeling, right?
Yeah, it's okay. Let me go back in there because there's a lot of people in there.
So
shit.
I think you're in Fenrir Amber. So the reason there's supposed to be a lot more people, and they're just on different servers. That's why.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like Unicorn Blue is like the default starting server.
Let me do a little dance for the audience.
Damn! Look at that pop lock. Yeah.
Damn it! This is so much better with the music. Yeah. But anyways, if you want to describe what's going on in here, Will, that'd be pretty cool.
So
while I run around,
we're looking at a sort of like a stadium looking kind of building, and there's 8 kiosks, I think, and each little kiosk kind of reminds me of the claw game. Like, remember going into a I guess a gaming area where they have a claw game where you pick up a bunch of stuff with the claw. Looks like that. And then you can buy, or you can technically donate ETH to get one of the masks. So how much is it? It's around $10, right?
Yeah, $10.
So, and then there's 8 of them, either 8 or 10, but they look like surgical masks, and with little designs on them. So go onto the roof right there.
Hold on, let me put on my other mask just so people can see the whole. Check it out, dude. I got 2 of them.
Nice.
So there's supposed to be like only 1,000 max per mask is like the minting number.
Yeah.
So I mean, these aren't going to be the rarest of NFTs, but regardless, it's still who gives a fuck, right? It's not about that. It's supposed to be like a good cause.
That's right.
But still, regardless, we're all ruthless speculators here, dude. We all want to make a profit at the end of the day.
Yeah, go up there.
Let's go to the roof. Oh, lag. All right, there we go. Come on, man.
Yeah, look at that.
This is a sexy build, dude. Whoever did this.
Yeah.
See, the only thing that's missing is, okay, if you want to get like super role play and like Second Life, I should be able to like
actually
click on this chair and I sit down and there should be somebody in here literally is getting paid like employment opportunity to kind of like distribute alcohol to all the other plebs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
did that actually happen in Second Life?
Hell yeah, that happened.
Damn, that's crazy.
So do you see that happening here is the question.
Well, if it happened in Second Life, I don't see why it wouldn't happen here.
It just needs more interaction, you know, like all these seats should be filled with people.
Yeah.
Like imagine if like these tables had reserve requirements. Like imagine Roger Beer was up here with his crew. They're all just chilling.
Yeah.
Decentraland avatars. Yeah. Then at this table is Craig Wright and his crew, and then it's like I don't know, fucking some guy is claiming his Satoshi sitting right here, and
Yeah.
everyone's like around him. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, this is real Satoshi. You know what I mean?
Well, somebody already
And
has
I got,
that name, so it's possible.
I gotta get out of there, dude. The music is so freaking loud. I couldn't hear myself talk. Okay,
So yeah,
but yeah,
that's
man.
so it's an event for it's called hashtag crypto against COVID.
Yeah, there's the
So
mask right there. There's the flyer.
yeah, they sent an email about this a couple of hours ago, and now this thing is open for 7 days. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow. Well, let's see how much they've raised so far in one day. It's not even one day. It's been like 10 hours or something. Let's see. There it is. 3,000
19
bucks.
3,000 bucks. So I bought a mask, so MetaZone is up there. Did you see the name?
No, I didn't, but I'm glad you did because I
Yeah.
saw everyone else was doing that. So I was like, we got to get our name on the board or else we look like some evil fucks.
Yeah.
Like we don't care about life.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I thought this was pretty cool. Like, I for the first, because there's kind of like a little competition between all the metaverses, and dude, I don't think any of the other ones could do something like this. At least not
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah, definitely not.
So I got like a little feeling like when I walked in there, I was like, damn, dude, like Decentraland's kind of it's kind of advanced compared to the other ones. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater.
Right. So what's cool
But
is that anybody can click on this link and then you'll jump into Decentraland. You don't need pretty much anything to see this world.
yeah, this is great. This is very cool. But so there's other cool shit out there too. But I don't know. I just kind of like wanted to highlight the whole music aspect of Decentraland because this is a new thing, right? The whole video or audio streaming, like
Yeah.
it just got implemented. So before this, like Decentraland was kind of boring. Like there's nothing really cool to listen to.
Right.
Except for maybe like, what is this? Oh, some dapper shit.
Oh, cool.
Oh, no,
dude.
dude. Damn. Well, that happens sometimes, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen that error in a long time though. Like it just crashes.
Yeah, it happens to me kind of not frequently, but it definitely happens. But
So while we wait to jump back in, you found this article called the LAO, right? Remember that?
yeah, dude. Hold on, let's not jump into that yet, dude.
You don't want to? Okay.
That's
Too
too
in
heavy.
depth. Yeah.
I want to go through all the music lands first, but it's kind of
Oh, we
unfortunate
can't. Yeah, we
because
can't really
hear
hear
what's going on.
So the reason why you're sharing your screen is because if I share it, it's going to be choppy. But it looks like yours is equally as choppy. So I might as well jump in.
Yeah, jump in, dude. Let's go to Franky's house, and then after that, we could check out. We got a new meta, a couple of new metas. Here, let me pull up the MetaZone screen. So, like on a couple podcasts ago, we kind of like highlighted the cool shit that was happening back then, like the asset packs that are being uploaded and stuff.
Yeah.
For like house customization. But now we're going the next step with like there's a lot of music stuff popping up. Like this just looks like an ordinary building. It was made by Franky Needles, but it's not. It's once you see it in the world, it's pretty crazy. It's like almost like a I don't know, it's like a fucking party house or some shit, dude. The music is great in there.
Yeah.
And then here's the cyber jukebox. Yeah, Oscar just made this, dude. This is pretty lit. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like the whole animation thing. It's badass.
I'm not exactly sure what this is, the music panel. But this is a new creator. That's the coolest part. Maybe it's something still in the works. I'm not sure. Panel to club, shops, or even house. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Is this just like a sign? You think?
I'm not sure either. It hasn't been deployed yet, so we'll have to see like what it is. But it's from the DJ Rosa.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we're gonna switch screens. Is that what
Yeah.
we're doing?
Do you remember? 1 second. Do you remember what location Franky has?
Well, I know like his cousin has like one of the buildings deployed next to our tower. But hold on, let me find out.
Yeah, let's figure out where this is. I think we can find out on Discord probably faster.
Yeah, I'm on Discord right now looking. Here it is. -67, -114.
All right.
Am I going or are you going?
I'll go. No, both of us go.
Yeah, let's go.
Negative 67. And then 114?
Negative 114. Oh. I'm going. Oh. So how you been holding up, Will?
Pretty good, man. Just doing a bunch of editing, and I think we got another roundtable discussion on Saturday.
Yeah. I've been having some discussions with Toonpunk, like in the DMs, and which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Same here, and I've started chatting with Augustine as well.
Really?
Yeah. So
what's he been like?
We're gonna try to get on a call and see if we can, talk about some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we're gonna try to get him on the roundtable as well.
Yeah, so Decentraland team they're kind of like up in their community engagement efforts, I guess.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think everybody's Oh, dude, look at that. That's looks badass.
Where are you?
I'm jumping in still.
Oh. Damn, dude. I think you made some updates or something. I don't know.
Look at that art, man. What the hell?
See, Franky has some big visions in store for this. I think that's why there's spray paint bottles all over the wall.
Shit, hold on. That shit was loud, dude.
It's extremely loud, man. I don't know if.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, you're gonna have to stay quiet for a second.
Okay.
Hold up. Where's the? Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Drinking still Thursday. Damn, that shit's loud. God damn. I don't think I'll be able to jump in there, man. It's like way too loud.
You can't like lower the in-game volume.
Yeah, let me try. Ooh, right, man.
Let's admire it from afar, dude. Because it was extremely. Dude, what is this? Oh, this is the transit system.
Yeah.
Good googly moogly, dude. Freaking polygonal mind, man. I think they're like putting out like so much shit because it's like COVID time. They like have so much time.
Yeah.
They're all locked in. He's in Spain. I think his whole team is in Spain. They're like in a legit lockdown. Like they can't even leave their buildings.
That's right.
So they're all just hammering away and making cool shit in Decentraland, which is pretty cool. I've been noticing that, like just roaming around, there's like more shit frequently just popping up. Even like builder stuff, people are just kind of like playing around and like trying to create.
Right,
which is cool. So this is Franky's house, dude. Like Franky built this by scratch, dude. Like that's insane.
Yeah, and I wonder where he got this art because it's like super detailed.
The art like on his walls and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but it's pretty cool. Well, the music is cool. I think that's like his own personal music that he made. I think that's him on these tracks. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But
I know he's made a couple of songs too. So if it's not that one, it's another one.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like how long before we like see Franky literally have like some kind of like in-world concert?
Yeah, I mean? for real.
Is that possible?
Yeah, of course it's possible.
But how? You can't like sing into a mic and it's like.
No, Corv confirmed that you can do live streaming via HTML link.
So maybe he would like be performing on like an outside link or like I don't know, fuck. And then the audio would be streaming into Decentraland.
Yeah,
then,
correct.
Like, interesting. Yeah, man. See, these are more like Second Life things, dude. You know what I mean? Can you see this? Like, is this cool?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm just making sure, dude. Just making sure you approve.
Yeah, no, that looks good. And let's see the other side of the building, the left side.
Oh wait. Oh, is my screen still the one that's
Yeah,
being shared?
yeah,
Oh my bad,
it's
dude. I
so
just been
good.
like jumping around. Okay.
Oh yeah, so he's got an event Saturday, April 12th.
That's right. Rooftop party. That's literally what it says on the side of his building. Rooftop house party.
So technically, it should be Sunday, April 12th, right? Unless, yeah,
Oh,
because
I
today's
don't
the
know.
10th and it's Friday.
Well, it says UTC. I don't know if that has
Oh,
an
I see, I
influence.
see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, see, the timing is so off for me.
yeah, it
Like,
is.
I miss so many events and shit just because I don't really ever know when shit's really going down. you
So
know,
right now it's 8:30 p.m. UTC, and so 4 hours from now,
so
seven
that's
seven, it'd be
so
7 p.m.
it's 5 hours ahead.
Yeah,
Okay, I just need to remember that 5 hours ahead. So this is really like if 12 a.m. UTC is what is that? That's 7 p.m. That's what you just said.
yeah,
Okay, already then. Yeah, dude, we're gonna be here. This is cool. Well, I guess now we can go show the jukebox. So
yeah. Hop in there.
where's the jukebox at?
So Jukebox can be found at Local Land.
Oh shit, I should have went over there. I think I am. Where's coordinates?
His coordinates is 70 negative 144.
Okay,
Oh, I saw. Did you see the updates to the mini map? There's like little indicators on there now.
I saw that earlier today. Yeah. What is that? Where does that come from? Is that like DCL plazas or not really?
No,
So,
no, that information comes from Decentraland team themselves.
so they've like marked. Oh shit! What's going on here?
Oh, I gotta fix all that. I don't even know if you can get up there. Go ahead and go up. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get past that.
Juked.
Ooh,
Do you saw
skills.
that shit, dog? I juked the fuck out of
There it
that. But
is.
holy music, man!
Oh, it's too loud.
So for sure, like there needs to be some kind of like settings option for music where you could at least turn it down.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
because
go take off your headphones and go up there. Or actually just turn it off. Just turn it off.
yeah,
Like they won't be able to hear the music anyways.
yeah. So we're just showcasing like the coolness of the meta.
Yeah.
So this is the cyber jukebox, boys and girls.
It has the exact same functionality as the one that you saw at the CryptoValley. It's just in a meta.
Meaning like you don't have to actually know how to code like these
Oh yeah,
streaming links
for
right
sure.
into your land.
Yeah, what you do
Oh
is you buy this, deploy this on your land, and then on your MetaZone account, you can upload or just take your music that's hosted on some server and take that HTML link, put it on the MetaZone account, and then now your meta has the music that you want on there. It's pretty easy.
yeah, like here's the track list I think. So right now Loco Tracks, this is his own personal like DJ track, and I've listened to it. It's pretty fucking awesome. So, but all you do is hit play if you want to play it, but unfortunately you can't hear it. So, uh, and then I think the rest of his tracks are our podcasts. I think that's just like default right now because it's just like a newly deployed meta.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because we had to load it up with something, and
mhm,
that way you can kind of see the functionality. But
exactly,
you can take those down and add whatever you want.
yeah, into the meta settings, right? You
Yep,
have to
into the
just
meta settings.
okay. So like right now, it's like in a state that's it's not very intuitive. It's kind of like complicated, like the manipulating the metadata
Right.
because it's early days, man, and we don't like Oscar doesn't have time to like build this sleek, sexy
Yeah.
UI for every single meta,
Right.
but he's going to eventually.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
because yeah, that's not. It's kind of intimidating. Like if you're just like a normal land host, or and then you buy a meta and you have to manipulate code. It's a little rough, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it looks, especially if you just read the metadata within the individual meta. Like if you just read through it, you kind of start understanding like what it's actually saying. Yeah. Right? Because you've done this. You have no experience with coding, hi man, and you've looked at the metadata, and it's not that complicated, right?
It's not, like I said, at first it looks like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is this? You know, that's how all code looks like to me. It just looks like alien language, dude. Like, I'm like, this isn't cool. I don't want to be looking at this. And that's how most people feel. Like, it's supposed to be like hidden back end shit.
It's super intimidating, but it's not that bad once you like get into it.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
So turn it off. Turn it off. Yeah. So now the animation's gone.
I didn't even know it did that.
Yeah.
Boom. That's pretty sleek, dude.
And it has like a little animation once it starts. Like play it again. Like zoom back.
Hit play?
Yeah, hit play. Oh, I guess not. I thought it had like a little hologram animation.
Really?
Maybe it was like a glitch.
It sounds cool. So what is this? Track menu. That's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I told Oscar to add like some kind of like play bar somewhere on here.
Oh, right.
That way people at least know, you know, because like in our case, our podcasts, like we have one of these on our MetaZone tower and it's just filled with podcast episodes and they're long as fuck, you know, they're like hour plus podcast episodes. And there's no way to know like how deep you are into an episode, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Like a little play bar or something. I don't know. Maybe you can make it like really cool looking, like a cyber bar. I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah, no,
he's
that's the cool thing.
Guy,
yeah, that's the cool thing about Decentraland is like you can make pretty much anything you want.
Exactly.
Like it could be like a hologram play bar. It could float like with those boxes there. It could float under it. I mean, pretty much anything.
Whenever he said cyber jukebox, this is not at all what I had envisioned for that.
Yeah, what did you think it was?
I thought it was literally gonna be like a typical jukebox, but like cyber looking, kind of like like these colors.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, sure.
What just like in a jukebox, mold.
Yeah.
Then he showed us this. I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's what's like you said. That's what's cool about it. It's just it's not normal. It's not something you would expect.
Right.
It's freaking cool. So, yeah, this shit's available on MetaZone now. So, but this
how much experience do you have using the remote? You could use a remote right now and move some of those.
That's right. Yeah, just another feature in case any of y'all LAN hosts are watching and you never use the remote. Down here at the bottom right quarter, this MetaZone logo. That's how you access your remote. So you just click on it and then this pops up. So
you want to face north, face north, and then go into a third person perspective. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the camera faces north because when you push up, it moves the meta north and then east, south, west.
Well, first I have to select the right meta, right?
Yeah. So
I just have to hit meta.
So you want to move the leaders.
Oh, you're talking about the leaderboards?
Yeah, you want to move them out of the way. Put them against the wall.
I thought we were trying to move the jukebox. Okay.
I mean, you can move the jukebox too if you want.
See, but that's one little issue is trying to figure out which one is the meta. I mean, which of these metas? Because they all just say meta, right?
No, yeah, but I think it'll be easier to move the leaderboards. So yeah, just go find one and then.
This is the all-time leader.
Yeah.
So this isn't it. This is leader daily. So I gotta find that all-time leader. Let's see. Damn, there's a lot. There it is. Leaders all.
Yep.
Okay. So now that your proper meta is selected, you can just there you go.
Boom.
Get the fuck out of my way, dude. Like oh shit, I'm actually off the property.
Yeah, you're off. It's gonna disappear, so.
All right, now we're good. There we go. Perfect, dude. Check it out.
Now hit save.
Oh crap. Okay, save. Right there, bottom right corner. Meta saved.
Yep.
Pretty advanced shit, you know.
Yeah, that's how
It's
intuitive
nice.
it should be.
I agree, and that's kind of like what I'm talking about as far as like and before this remote existed. Again, you have to manipulate the metadata individually in order to do what we just did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like right now, that's how this cyber thing functions. But over time, we'll have like a nice little clean tool, for people to use to make changes
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, while I'm here, might as well just do this one too. It'd be kind of a dick move, just
Just leave
leave
it there.
it.
Dang. So that's
Almost there.
exactly.
There it is.
Yeah, that's exactly like The Sims, right?
Pretty fucking close, man. Yeah, it would be better if I think we did that in the last podcast, like manipulate. Okay, these definitely shouldn't be here.
You know. Oh yeah, for sure.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, you know, it'd be cool. Oh yeah, look at those houses up there. It's like hanging off too. You know what they?
Oh,
I think Decentraland's latest update doesn't account for the limitations within your parcel because the house is hanging off.
yeah, yeah. Like
So
that's
you can
definitely
leave them there. I'll fix them in the metadata. It's faster to move everything.
okay. Okay.
But
So
I was
how
gonna
did this?
say, you know, it'd be cool if Decentraland allows us to, like, whenever you want to edit your parcel, like you can zoom out in a third person perspective, like zoom way out, like you're a bird, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can see your entire parcel, and then you can manipulate each individual meta
It,
just by like just exactly in the same perspective as The Sims. You know how The Sims has like an isometric view of an individual's house,
yeah.
and so you would be able to pull and pull out and see your entire tower and manipulate it.
You think that's like a MetaZone feature or
No, I'm
a
saying like
Decentraland feature?
Decentraland could allow that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know if they even have like any. I mean, how does the builder work? It's just like an application, right? That you.
Yeah, the builder works kind of like that, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
in the browser, and you're not in Decentraland when you're manipulating builder stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This is once you start playing the music and stuff, you'll understand why this. I think this is so cool. These new music metas and just music in general.
Have you heard Loco's music? It's pretty cool too, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like his track list
Yeah.
or his track, whatever, up here. Here, let me play it just for my own ears. Let's see. Oh, yeah, dude. I like this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the music adds so much. Like before this music edition, I just kind of like logged into Decentraland. It was kind of, I don't want to say boring, but dude, I did this all the time when I played games like World of Warcraft. I literally just run around like this. You see what I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking around, dude. I'm just like running around, killing time, and talking to you.
Yeah.
But I'm running at the same time. But what makes this better and more enjoyable is whenever there's like good music being played at the same time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did last night at this mask event. Like I was actually motivated to socialize with the people that I saw in there because I was already just having fun, by myself
Mm-hmm.
in Decentraland. And
Yeah.
then we were all just like shooting the shit and chatting. I thought that was pretty cool. So these are all like good elements that are slowly getting added into the world. Like there's progress being made.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of progress, and I think there's gonna be a voice chat as well too, right?
Yeah, it has to be. There has to be. There's no question about it, man.
So
But that's
voice
good. That's
chat.
gonna be chaos.
Yeah. There's streaming audio. What else? And then friends list. That's coming too.
Yeah, they kind of like getting started with that with the events calendar they just launched. I don't know if I could pull that up, but let
Yeah.
me see
We'll
if I
need to
can.
add zombies to it too.
That's right.
Like once we figure out like when it's gonna launch, we'll add it on there.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at what's going on in the future. So this is the new events like calendar, I guess, that Decentraland created. So which is cool. You can log in with your character, which I've already done, and then you could basically RSVP to whatever event is being like hosted.
Yeah, there's Franky's event.
Yeah, like I've already said, pretty much. He's got 18 people coming to this bitch, dude. So it's gonna be live for sure. I don't know if 18 people could fit on the roof, but
yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But and see, this is cool, man. Like this is the start of like the social stuff that we've been talking about.
Keep scrolling down. So that is May. We're looking at May now.
Right here.
And we got
a new casino launching.
Yeah, casino. We got Genesis Plaza. Oh, look at that Moonshot Crypto World Cup. Click on it. I think you'll be able to play
you remember
soccer.
this place, right?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, it was like there's a ball in the middle and you just run up and click it and it just kind of moves a little bit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
So what is this? A five-a-side tournament? So this is going to be interesting to see how they pull this off. Like, so according to their claim, this is a multiplayer event. Because there's 5 people per team. That means like everyone on the team should share the same ball, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then the goal is to try and score on each other. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see if it works out. Damn, dude. Yeah, they built a whole fucking stadium for this. Like, did somebody actually build this?
Yeah, for sure.
Like this is a big piece of land, man. That's a big investment right there.
It is.
Damn. So we'll go there. Here's a new club. So what do you think about this, Will? Do you like these clubs?
Yeah, no, I think the fact that you can hear new music and like every like piece of music that I've heard has all been like competent, legitimate. It's not like trash music,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I haven't myself personally been to one of these club events, but I'm ready to go now. And then we got the Sugar Club. Sugar Club's the OG club. So
yeah.
You can't hate on that. There's actually an event today. I wonder if you missed it. What is this, dude? 19 p.m. GMT? What the fuck is that, man?
It's definitely today. I think it might have been. Hold on, let me look it up.
Okay, it starts at 17 p.m. GMT. These are like fucking military times or something. I don't know. Like I know what 17 means.
So 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time is 12 p.m. Central Time. So we missed it.
So we missed it.
Yeah.
Of course. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with the people. If they had a countdown clock on each of these little.
Good idea.
Because you would know exactly like how many hours from now is the event.
Yeah, good idea. Totally. But yeah, there's a lot of cool art shit too. Dude, I've been thinking, man, like I'm looking at you right now on the Zoom screen, dude. It's so boring back there behind you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, dude, to support the crypto art community, we need to find out first of all, like whether or not this artwork and shit that's being displayed everywhere is actually purchasable. Meaning, like, I like this stuff. Like, I would buy all 6 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they came in poster form, right? And like put it on the wall behind you or something. We'll just deck out our studio with this kind of artwork.
No, I totally agree. I like that artwork too.
But is that a thing? Like, we know these are NFTs, and in Decentraland's case, you need to own it, right, in order to display it.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't think these are actual like art pieces you could buy.
Well, it depends. We'll just have to contact the artist and ask them if they do like physical pieces.
Yeah, like I guess if we buy an NFT of one of these things, maybe like an additional charge.
I mean, these are ultimately digital art, so they can just have it like
printed, right?
Yeah, printed.
Or like we just like copy the image and just like print it out?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, I don't think we should because that's pretty fucked. But
I mean, as long as we give an attribution to the artist, I mean, it wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's better to contact the artist.
Yeah, we need to talk to these artists some more. Yeah, that's pretty much. Can you think of anything else like hot and spicy that's been going on in Decentraland?
No, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff happening. So, do you want to debrief on the conversation roundtable that we had? I thought it was like, really good. We want to keep it down to like closer to 90 minutes. I think we went like over 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, because we were just kind of riffing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
So for the
the big,
next one, we're recording another one, and for the next one, we have 3 topics, and within those 3 topics, I think we'll keep it down to 90 minutes.
yeah, I think the objective is, um, I mean, like we've done roundtables in the past, so we've always recognized how important that's going to be as far
Yeah.
as like getting the community engaged and stuff. But initially, we wanted it just to be like, I don't know, once every 3 or 4 months. You know what I mean? We would
Yeah.
get some community members together and have a roundtable. But Maddie, he kind of like organized this last one, and he's pretty much organizing all the ones from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to make this like a weekly thing, which I don't see a problem with. The more communication, the better. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
like you
because
can
we
almost,
can we can keep it focused to like the most pressing matters,
yeah.
and at least provide some direction for like the entire community.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like that's one thing that I don't think the community understands how important that's. Oh fuck! All right, how important that's going to be. Like getting the community organized to, work on this DAO is the big thing. So that's what we're going to talk about next time.
Yes,
I
that's
think
a
we
big
talked
one.
about it's the biggest one, dude. I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bigger issue or a bigger deal than the decentralized autonomous organization for Decentraland.
Yeah, yeah. Like everyone's kind of like focused right now on, where's the player base? Where's the player base? Like, like where's all the cool shit to do? But I think the big selling point to this platform is pretty much the decentralized nature of it all.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, because like open sandbox metaverses, it's been done before. So that's not the new concept here. That's not the groundbreaking feature. You know, you can get that from Second Life. You can get that from a High Fidelity or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is the first one that's actually truly decentralized with a DAO kind of like running the whole show. So that's the most important aspect, I think. So we're gonna have to get together and discuss that some more. But what else did we talk about last time?
Well, it was minting wearables. We talked
Yeah,
about the
that's it.
DAO. We talked about Augustine coming on board. He's like the head of the foundation of the DAO,
Mm-hmm.
and
Augustine, that's the new guy.
that's the new guy. Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get him on board because apparently he's much more community focused. So yeah, what better way to engage with the community than these roundtable discussions?
Yeah. Exactly.
So we'll probably have to like rotate people in and out of the roundtable because you don't want to get it too big, right?
Yeah,
Maybe,
we can't let it get too big because it'll just make it difficult to have a conversation.
yeah, it
But
just gets
we
flooded.
should rotate out people, like maybe get KJ Walker in here,
Mm-hmm.
and uh and then some other contributors like Decentral Games, like Boss,
Yeah, definitely.
and then Sugar Club if he wants to come on.
Anybody really, if you have and there also needs to be. I think they also launched a community forum for Decentraland. I
That's
think
right.
I think like what we did kind of like inspired that.
Yeah, I think there
I
needs to be
think
some way to track like the actual interactions because right now, like just having these roundtables, I think it's a good start, but there needs to be like an actual physical way to track like a lot of these sentiments, you know?
yeah, because like in a forum board, it's more you could discuss these topics on a daily basis, not like a
Yes,
weekly thing.
exactly.
So and let me see if I can find it so people know exactly what I'm talking about. Do you know what it's like? Centraland.forum.org, I believe. Nope. Let's see. Forum.
Forum.decentraland.org.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
So we got some views, but nobody's really said anything yet. But Esteban is like he's pretty much the leader of this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's made some posts and proposals. So here you go. Proposal for creating wearables and having the DAO authorized collections. See, I don't even know what collections he's talking about. Wearable collections?
So authorized collections. Can you click on it?
Holy. Oh, here we go. Design starts here. So he's
Blender.
outlined like a whole like diagram of like the whole procedure, I guess. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it says propose schematics for voting. See, this requires a lot of discussion, man. Because like this is like he pretty much kickstarted here, like got the ball moving. Like this is what he proposes how the wearable minting process should operate, right? Which I mean, we can just like let him decide what everything should be, but that's not how it should go down. Like everyone should read over this proposal and vote. Like, is this good? Is this not good? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and you know you have to start somewhere. So this is the first proposal, and if there's a flow that we don't necessarily agree with, then we propose
Mm-hmm.
a change, and then
Exactly.
we get it like generally agreed on in just verbally, like, for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, and then we do an actual vote.
Yeah. So this is a lot of work. So like obviously there's going to be a ton of these proposals in the future. Like this is just the beginning. It's open. I think it should be open to anyone proposing whatever they want. So there's you have to be pretty involved in order to like keep up with it all. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have to have a pretty big incentive. I feel like, which most of us do. That's why we're everyone who is in that roundtable discussion is pretty vested
Yeah,
into this platform.
absolutely.
So that's why we're willing to go through all of that. But
So yeah, I like all this. I like the structure. I like how concise it is.
we'll see, man. This is all a huge experiment, like how we can govern this whole fucking show together.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with Maddie about this. That this experiment is really the question is more around like how do you start a society, like a society with an economy, like that's I think that's the question we're trying to tackle here.
Yeah,
And we have a group of people. The team is building like the foundation of that society, like the limitations and the visuals of everything. But you know what is it going to take to actually start an economy in a place like this? And we have some prototypes that have existed before, like Second Life, and we have other games that have been like super successful, like
mm-hmm.
Minecraft and Fortnite and all that, and they have their own monetization strategies. So we gotta as a collective community, we have to come up with a way to where I feel like things need to be sustainable. And I think we've come up with one way, which I don't think is the only way to make stuff for Decentraland in a sustainable way. Another thing that we came up with was like a massively multiplayer online game that's free for everyone to play. So you just jump into Decentraland and you play this massively multiplayer online game, whatever it is, either it's killing zombies or, you know, collecting shards for your next, you know, trip to, you know, some other planet. Like if you can just build that with the mind with the idea that landowners have to want to deploy it, players have to want to play it, and then most importantly, a developer has to want to build it, right? So you got to satisfy all those three things, and which is not easy. And the way that we satisfied it is through MetaZone, and it works. Now, is it the only way? I don't think so. So
Yeah,
I think we've kind of cracked the egg on that one, but I want to see what other people come up with.
yeah. I've got like a whole, like I said, idea in my mind how to kickstart this.
Yeah,
Because I
we've talked about it many times, and I agree with that too. Because like one of the ways is to collect NFTs, right?
Mhm.
NFTs that we make, and then the reason why you want to collect them is because we're gonna make those NFTs have some sort of function, and that function will give the player an incentive to collect those NFTs,
Yeah,
and then that's how it starts, and it doesn't have to be pay to play.
I agree. I mean, there's all kinds of like we just all have to take mental note of like things that work, and like this is a perfect example. This event, like look at all the people that have shown up
Yeah,
and participated in this. Like these aren't like these wearables were minted out of absolute thin air.
Exactly.
There's 1,000 of each of these, so there's nothing scarce about them really. I mean, they potentially can be extra scarce in the future when there's like a huge player base, and like this is just another thing you could tie to your the history progression of your account. Like, hey, I was around in 2020.
Yeah.
I got these COVID masks.
Yeah.
So that's like something you could flex with. Maybe 2025 and these things don't exist and they're selling for $1,000 a piece.
Right.
Who knows? But regardless, like this just shows what gets people motivated and
in this case,
NFTs,
it's for a good cause too.
That's true. You gotta remember that too. Like there could be people here who just literally just want to donate to help with the good cause.
Yeah.
And I think this money ultimately goes to like purchasing like medical supplies for countries that are really struggling.
Yeah, PPE, personally protective equipment.
Yeah, like this motherfucker up here, dude. Like
this guy's
out in a goddamn hazmat suit. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have my own apprehensions. Like, dude, Binance is hosting this thing, so fuck Binance, dude. I don't trust those people. But I mean, it's a good cause. Hopefully, they actually follow through and donate these funds. We're kind of like trusting them to handle this. But
yeah,
I mean, Binance is such a juggernaut force. Like, not many other organizations could pull this off. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So that's one benefit to like a centralized entity. Like, could you imagine a decentralized exchange doing this? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. Go get closer to the names, man. There's a ton of names up there.
Get closer?
Yeah. It's like all those people.
What's gonna happen? Like, are they just gonna get smaller and smaller, like the text, or like?
That's a good question.
Eventually gonna get full. I think they are getting smaller. They already look smaller.
They do, right?
Yeah. So this board right here is connected to like a backend somewhere, right? This is server hosted.
Yep, that's right.
Pretty much like our leaderboard.
That's exactly right.
Except our leaderboard doesn't update in real time. I don't think you have to refresh it.
Yeah, so it's really up to the creator to how often it refreshes. Like, for example, the way that we've done our leaderboard is to minimize like ping in the server. You have to click on the leaderboard to update it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it updates like every minute. For this one, it probably updates maybe every 10 seconds or something like that.
Hopefully this guy buys something so we can see scoring.
Yeah. Luka Doncic. I see esports. Don Flaquito.
Let's see what he says. He'll be like, fuck you, dude. Oh, he did. He just bought something. Look. You see a little heart animation?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't looking at the ticker, though. Did it go up? The confirmations probably have to go through first.
Yeah. It's probably going to be a few minutes before we see his name.
Nice. But that's cool. Dude, these are fucking legit. Whoever made these.
Yeah, the animation and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Click on. Actually, just click on it so you can show.
Okay.
And then proceed.
Proceed.
Proceed again. Proceed again.
Yeah.
Oh, cancel.
I'm broke.
Cancel. No, it was gonna show like the animation. I don't think you had to actually buy anything.
What animation? Like
no, there's an animation that it drops through.
Oh, yeah, it's because it. Hold on. Oh, there.
There it is. Oh, we kind of missed it. Yeah, because you use Dapper, dude. There you go.
Nice, dude. Dude, what the fuck, man? That's really good.
That is really good.
Like, whoever did this, 10 out of 10 for sure. And this is what I mean by I saw all this this event, including this ticker board, just the design of this whole building, the music, these fucking things. It's like, dude, Decentraland is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
we're in a pretty good state right now, and there's some progress being made. Like, I'm feeling better and better every day.
Yeah, same. Man, just a few months ago. I mean, it was not even a month ago where it was like dread, like potential dread.
Yeah, I agree. Well, mostly I think the dread just came from like it's like the highs and lows, right? Like the
Yeah.
high was the high point was the chest event, and everyone was feeling it because there were so many people.
Yeah.
Us in particular, like we had tons of daily transactions, so we are like, holy shit, this is the shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Fast forward 2 weeks later, this is the low point where we're like in an absolute state of despair.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden those numbers were taken away from us, and we're like, we're feeling a little gloomy about it.
Right.
But now it's been like a couple months since that launch, so things are progressing like organically is what I'm feeling, and I'm actually getting a sense of like I'm starting to feel like a sense of immersion. You know what I mean? Not so much now, like whenever the music is blasting and
Dude,
people are talking to each other like in chat.
that's the
Like,
best word to describe it, immersion.
yeah,
That's what I felt too when I started hearing that music, especially from the jukebox and then Franky's music and then Local Land. Like we're
yeah. Like
starting to see like people's actual art. Like it's the immersion. That's the best way to describe it. It's pretty cool.
yeah. Like as soon as I walked into Frankie's building, like right away I started like thinking about like what the future is gonna look like for this
Yeah.
thing. Like I literally I envision like his little avatar at the bottom. There's like a little microphone that he has built, like a standing mic.
Yeah.
Like I can envision him literally like standing in front of that mic performing
Dropping
a so
bars.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
just spitting, and like there's like 50 people in the building. They're all just like they're there for a show,
Yeah.
and they're making donations. Frankie's making some money, dude. Like I remember I saw like an MTV True Life episode. You know what that
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did one about Second Life, and there was like an Asian girl
Oh,
who
dude, I
like
want to see that. Wait, I probably have seen it. Did they talk
yeah
about how like somebody like created a store and they're like making clothes and like that's how they made their income?
yeah like some people, but in particular this Asian girl that they featured, she was like a musician. Like in
Yeah,
the
that
real
sounds
world,
familiar.
nobody really cared, because in the real world, music is tough gig,
Yeah.
ruthless, cutthroat business. But in Second Life, she was a superstar.
Yeah.
Like she would have
I
like
remember
she would be like on stage, like literally, like
yeah, and she'd
on
be
this stage.
famous in Second Life.
Yeah, and there'd be like hundreds of people like in the stands listening to her sing like into the her microphone and play the guitar.
Yeah.
And like she was famous, in that community, and I'm assuming she made money. Everybody made money at one point in Second Life.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like somebody owned the venue, like somebody owns this venue,
Yeah.
and they probably charged like people to come and watch.
Hey,
And
look,
she probably,
Scorn's name's up there now.
oh yeah, see, there you go. So yeah, it took a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm talking about as far as like, yeah, immersion and like role play and all that stuff. Like it sounds kind of fruity when you first think about it.
No, I mean it's the correct projection. Hey, can you go back there? There's like some more masks over there.
Yeah, they're the same masks.
Oh,
Hold
they're the
on.
same ones, right?
Yeah, well, let's take a look at them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see the lip one. Which one do you think's gonna be the best one? Like the most popular one?
Um, the red one with like the tongue. I guess that's
Yeah,
orange.
no, I call it red. Yeah, that's red.
Yeah.
So that one. Yeah, I bought one of those. I bought that one, and then I bought this one. Yeah, I think a lot of this one has probably like the most iconic potential because this is like an actual
Yeah. It's a
like
sim.
thing.
It's a like a symbol, right?
Yeah, it's like a legit sex symbol. And then we got, I don't know, we'll see.
I'm surprised
Hopefully.
nobody's done like Scorpion or Sub Zero mask.
Oh my god,
Dude, I'd be
dude,
all
for
over
real.
that.
Yeah, something I thought about, like, dude, how come like this should be a meta, this little display case,
Yeah, for sure.
and it should literally be like a 3D printer, like it's connected to like OpenSea or something. You make a purchase and it's just like it's just
That'd be
like
cool, man.
it just like creates it right here in your little case. Like
Yeah.
this will be like in your house. Like you could just be in your house shopping on this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you could buy like these roller skates I got. Like if these are sold on OpenSea, you could just buy them, and then they would just like
Yeah, they just show up.
just show up, and then you just put them on.
Hell yeah, dude.
totally do something like that. Like that would sell like hotcakes, I think.
Yeah, I wonder who the artist is for all these masks.
I want to know because they did a really good job. Dude, this is sexy, man. Dude, these are like fucking. These are like legitimate collectibles, man. Like I want all of them, but I'm a broke ass bitch. I can't just go, going crazy like that.
Yeah.
But imagine if these were like Pokemons, dude. Imagine if they were Pokeballs.
Dude,
Like,
hell yeah, dude.
you know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's the world I want to live in. It's like you buy Pokeballs and then you go randomly travel in Decentraland. You run across a bunch of Pokemon and then you go and catch them. And it's like RNG.
What's RNG?
The fact that whether you catch them or not in one try.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think I know what you're alluding to, but I'm not going to say anymore. Yeah. This is cool, man. I don't know what else to say about this other than I was really impressed by it. I think this was, I don't know, man. For some reason, this one tickled me, dude.
It did.
It just did. Like,
Yeah.
It was the first time I felt, like I said, that sense of immersion. And then I started thinking to myself, too, like while the music was blasting,
Yeah.
this would be like an awesome, like DDR, like group thing. Could you imagine if, like, on that screen, where how DDR works, right?
Yeah.
It's like the arrows they just scroll up and down, and you have to follow along in order to hit the.
So you play DDR with WASD?
I think with the arrow buttons.
Or with the arrow buttons? Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, like on the projector screen, it just like there's a song blasting, everyone's listening to the same thing, and then the arrow buttons are being displayed, and like you're literally doing this.
Yeah.
And it would be like a last man standing, dude. Like whoever's left last wins.
That would be awesome. It'd be cool to see all the avatars doing that same movement.
Exactly. I think that'd be crazy. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Endless possibilities, Willis. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited. I think
look at this, man. There's so many people out here. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. We need more of this, man. There's just like random people here. Let me go wave at this fella. See what happens. He's just walking away. Come on, pay attention to me.
I think they added a new emote, number 4. It's like a long wave.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. It's like, hey, over here.
He's definitely creeped out by me for sure. He's like, why is this guy like?
It's like trying to holler.
Come on. See, so we had in-game chat. I could just feel like yapping with him right now.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's not reciprocating the love.
He might not know how to do it. And he's like, well, how do you do that?
Yeah, sure. But anyways, this is cool.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised.
So I think that's the event for today, and we will put the link to this location in the description. That way you can jump in there and donate to Crypto Against COVID.
Yeah, because you said this is going on for 7 days, right?
Yep, 7 days. They're going to be raising money.
There you go. So
get your name up there.
There'll be some days left over by the time you post this up.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely go check this out. This is pretty cool. But yeah, this is just the beginning of like lots of events. Like according to this calendar, there's gonna be events pretty regularly.
Yeah, I like this better because Decentraland used to have like a calendar for these events, and it didn't look appealing, and almost nobody used it. But clearly, this one's like much more efficient.
Yeah, it's just cooler. Like when you can click on it, you see everybody who's going. Like,
yeah,
this alone is like, it's cool, right? Like it's something social about it, something communal about it.
Yeah,
you get to like recognize people's names and stuff, which is cool. Like, where the fuck am I? I think I'm on
Franky.
There I am, dude.
There it is. Yeah,
feels cool. But we're gonna have to add on here. What events we got coming up?
Well, we got zombies coming, zombie outbreak.
Yeah, we wanted to do something really cool, but man, it's I think what we wanted to do is too hard to pull off right now.
Like which part? Like the
Um,
waves?
like no, like a global zombie
Oh
event,
yeah, yeah.
like a launch event where if you could literally make like a global competition to go find like randomly spawning zombies throughout.
Oh, I'm sure that'll happen, but man, that's it.
Yeah,
That's gonna take a while.
exactly. So I was hoping we could do that, but it's very unlikely. So more than likely, we'll host some kind of a tournament with some rewards, incentives, some NFT
Yeah,
giveaways, and stuff like that. So that way, everyone can have some fun and actually have something, potential to win.
yeah,
I'm pretty much giving away only NFTs.
yeah. Same with me. I mean,
Yeah.
even if they're gonna be valuable in the future, I think it's okay. I think you know having those as rewards is probably way better. Especially like the beta NFTs that we got, they're gonna be worth something in the future.
Yeah, like the Halloween ones.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, in particular, I think we're all going to give away our zombie suits.
Yep.
And there was only like less than 1,000 of like Halloween NFTs like given out, period, because it was the beta. There weren't that many people that had access to it.
Yeah, I
So
think there's way less than 1,000.
yeah, I think so. It was like a couple hundred,
Yeah, something
and
like that.
I don't even think they're like. Let me look. Let's see. Like I don't think they have like minting to them. You know what I mean? Like they're not legendaries. They're not mythics. I think that came later. Let's take a look. There was a huge spike in volume for Decentraland. Did you see
Yeah, I
that?
saw that. Oh, you know what? I think Maddie sold one of his like estates for like 1.4 million mana. Did you see that?
How much is that? That's like
It's like 40 grand.
fucking a, Maddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, but that's not it, right? Like that
No,
one
I think
transaction alone isn't enough to catapult like Decentraland back to first place,
yeah,
is it?
I don't think so either. But
Yeah.
40 grand, I mean, that's some cheddar though.
Hell yeah, that's some shit. Okay, so I'm wrong. There is a mint to this. Yeah, there's 1,000. So these are basically like exactly the same as like these COVID masks. There's up to
Yeah.
1,000 possible to be minted, but I don't think there's 1,000 that exist because there weren't that many people in the beta, you know. So this is what we're gonna probably give away, like this whole zombie suit.
Yeah.
So I mean, so ideally we want to have our own wearables, right? Like, could you imagine if we had our own zombie NFT suit that we can give away to like the top performer or
Yeah, for
whatever?
sure. Yeah, even if we can put our own logo on a
Like,
t-shirt. I mean,
yeah,
that's
like something like this, right?
yes, exactly. Exactly like that.
With like a crypto zombie logo, like it's just a zombie instead of like this dude.
And you know what? I'm pretty confident that it's not too complicated to do this. Like once we have the ability to create wearables, like it's just a Blender file and we replace an image within Blender and that's it. Like it's not too complicated.
Yeah, dude, like yeah. So we need to figure out with all these roundtable discussions, like ASAP, how to get this DCL wearable minting licensing figured out and shit.
Yeah.
Because so then that's like a community wide discussion that needs to be had. Because I guess the big drawback or like the hesitation from the community is they don't want like hyperinflation of the wearables market. I think, which I'm kind of
It's a
slowly starting to understand. Like at first, I was more about like whole open market ecosystem, right? Like anybody's can freely create.
yeah. But
But
I mean, if you have like a really good artist and they make NFTs and all of them are like legendary or mythics,
mm-hmm.
if you really like that artist and people, I mean, like their designs, those are going to be valuable because people want them. Anybody else creating mythics or uniques that is like, trash tier, like even if it's like a unique, item, I don't think that doesn't mean it's going to be valuable.
You don't think so?
So
Like
I think if we let the market drive like the actual value, it'll be better. I mean, you'll go into Decentraland where every single avatar is going to be unique, and that's kind of what you want.
hell yeah, that's what you want. Like right now, I mean, there's some decent. Oh yeah, by the way, I think in the works. Anorak is working on a kind of like a fashion show.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's something we can kind of talk about too. Like behind the curtain, there's like a new kind of like Decentraland's first guild forming. Like this is like Maddie. We have like a group, the roundtable group. You know,
Yeah,
the one who's in the last roundtable discussion. We've been talking like all week long about like how to host our own Decentraland events,
right,
like just independently, right?
right.
Because other like in Axie, there's a group called Axie.gg, and they just host their own tournaments and stuff like independently, and they get prize pools, do sponsorships, and they host competitive tournaments. So I guess that's kind of like what we're gearing towards is like forming our own group, or I guess we can call them guilds in Decentraland.
Yeah,
And as of right now, the most competitive thing in Decentraland is our games. You know,
yeah.
so we'll probably have to host tournaments of like Corona Zombies, Block Runner, Block Hole, etc., etc.
Yeah, we need to put the we need to get like a force to bring in like sponsorships. But I think
Yeah,
once Decentraland gets a little bit more popular, it'll become a lot easier. Because we
yeah, I
have at
agree.
least we have metas or games that provide that like, competition genre for
Mm-hmm.
something like this. So it just seems natural that it's going to happen.
Yeah. So I guess another thing that this group, not just competitive events, but just events in general. So Anorak's creating a like a fashion show. I think it was gonna be here. If not here, then the other conference center, the one
Yeah, Carl.
Carl.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. There's a theater there that he wants it to be a part of. So essentially, like you were saying, everyone's supposed to have like a unique look, and it seems like everyone pretty much does. This guy has a fucking hot dog on his head. That's pretty unique,
yeah,
you know. So I guess the idea is literally going to be like people are just going to walk up like this and just show off what they're wearing,
yeah,
and then he wants a panel of judges like that are non-biased, maybe
and
from like outside communities and stuff,
yeah, sponsors and everything
everything, and so we'll see, man. We got a lot of stuff in the works. We're get this community rolling. You know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah, and I think the main point is to expose Decentraland to like different groups of people because I think Decentraland is still like a hidden secret for the most part, like for the masses.
Oh,
And I think if the
hell yeah.
masses were to know that this word exists, man, it'll get crowded fast.
Dude, look at this pimp walk, dude. This is like the GTA walk.
It is, right?
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah,
Look at this motherfucker, dude. So much swag.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. Like it's just get some exposure, I guess. I don't know.
yeah.
Get people coming.
So now I think we can talk about the LAO. I think this was probably one of the more fascinating things this week that we discovered. How did you even come across this?
um,
Do you wanna click on the LAO? It's like one of your tabs,
okay.
like the fourth one.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Well,
You can jump
this
into the
is
website too.
well. Let's watch. Well, there's a video here. So this is their first Medium post they've ever made. The LAO organization,
Mm.
and well, I guess like the overall objective of the LAO is to kind of like facilitate like a self-funding, not self-funding, but like a for-profit decentralized autonomous organization where like the purpose of it is to fund crypto projects.
Yeah, so
You know?
think of a venture capitalist
Yeah.
where a venture capitalist raises funds through a network of let's say rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they raise, some venture capitalists raise billions of dollars. And so people that work for that venture capitalist, they're entrusted to make correct investments into startups and growth companies and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And so with the LAO, I think what they want to do is they want to raise funds through a decentralized in a decentralized way where anybody can make an investment as long as you're an accredited investor in the United States. If you're outside of the United States, I think you can make the investment regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So let's assume that you're an accredited investor, you can put in money into the LAO, and via the DAO, you can vote on who would get an investment. And so I think this is really smart. This is sort of what I would expect, for this stuff to happen with a DAO. I
Yeah,
mean, it's you can DAO pretty much everything. You can DAO a community that's like just your neighborhood.
exactly.
I mean, you can DAO a game, you can DAO all kinds of stuff, and I think this is a valid use case for a DAO.
Hmm. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is the whole accredited investor thing, but I guess that's because,
That's because of the U.S.
well, yeah, that and just going to be like legitimate like equity returns
Hmm.
for participants, like investors and stuff. And there's like SEC regulations, I think, for all that.
But remember, we talked about how the SEC regulations were kind of lifting up a little bit.
Hmm.
Like, if you're, I think one of the lifts was that you had to be like a net worth of $1 million. But I think if you are an intelligent investor, then you don't have to have $1 million net worth. So
So,
there's been an
okay.
update to it. So we need to look into it further.
Interesting. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. When I thought of accredited investor, the first thing I thought was the $1 million net worth
Yeah,
barrier.
that's right.
So it's like, oh, great, like more investment opportunities for the already rich,
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
it's kind of like why crypto was so awesome, right? During the ICO boom. I mean, it was a bunch of scams and shit coins mostly, but at least it was like almost open to everybody. You
Yeah,
know, it was if you had the Ethereum, you weren't like in the United States, you had the potential to invest early on
yeah.
like any project you wanted to, and that's what sparked the whole boom. So potentially this can be replicated with the LAO, like specifically for Decentraland. That's why I like looked into this because I kind of like already had in my head what I want the DAO to look like, and just from my own individual perspective, like that's kind of the idea, right? Everyone's gonna have their own philosophies and ideas behind how the DAO should actually operate in the
Mhm.
future,
Mhm.
because it's not even created yet, really. I mean, it is, but it isn't. You know, we haven't started using it yet as a community,
Yeah.
but for sure, I recognize like there's a pool of funds there, 222 million mana. I think that gets fed into the DAO through a 10-year time span.
That's right.
Like that's not some small fish, dude. Like there's something there that can be utilized to create some serious long-term value,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So and one obvious use case is, dude, there's tons of projects out there that are struggling just to develop on Decentraland, right? Like we've seen it with chain breakers, like they couldn't survive. We see it with us. Like this is like some
Yeah, it's tough. It's
in
tough out
times of
there.
like yeah, in times of great despair where there's like not much to be positive about. And then to add another layer of despair, and then you start looking at your bank account and shit like, god damn, dude, this is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Traditionally, to solve that problem, right, you'd have to go to like a traditional like angel investor or something, right? So the whole idea is to kind of like take away that
That
set.
barrier.
Yeah, like where it's just like a handful of people who have like the capital to kind of like pick and choose the winners and losers of whatever, you know, let's just call it like Silicon Valley. There's probably like a handful of like investment capital firms that just pick and choose like this is going to be successful and what isn't.
Right.
So if you could like decentralize that and allow the entire community to vote on what they want to see, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
No, I agree, man. I
yeah,
think
let's
we
watch this
should
video.
watch the video, and I want to see the website again. I want to see like if it's launched or anything.
So it's only 38 seconds here. I mean, it doesn't even really, just take a look at it. It's like super fast.
So what are we looking at here? It's like
This
scrolling.
Okay, let me
Oh,
like let's make pauses. Let's look at this really slowly. So this looks like,
so okay, draft investment agreement, Series C
yeah,
preferred stock. So cash payment $1 million, total purchase amount $1 million. So key holders, we got Bob Ross, uh,
Rob Ross.
or Bob Ross and Rob Boss,
Rob Ross, yeah.
Rob Ross. Um, so it looks like a pretty standard agreement, right, for an investment to a
Mm-hmm.
startup company.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is a weird video though. Like, I don't remember seeing this when I was reading the article. I guess I must have skipped it.
No, the article I linked you is like the one they put out 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
This is the very first one they put on Medium. So this is like their
Oh,
introductory of
oh,
like
I
what is
see.
the LAO. This is from like a year ago.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So do you always like read an article and then like go back to their first post just to see like progression?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I did that for OpenSea. Like I went all the way back to the very beginning of OpenSea to see like how they started things, and
Yeah.
like OpenSea was they went from like first introductory post to like 2 months later to like, oh, we just got like a $2 million investment. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? So it's cool to see those things, you know. But yeah, let's just keep watching this.
So venture approves tokenized stock. LAO member submits venture proposal. So it's like a sped up version of somebody's phone, like actually making an investment. Proposed investment stored in the LAO for vote.
That was it.
And that was it.
So it's kind of like a demo of how the.
So that looked like a submission, like a proposal. Like we could propose MetaZone for an investment, and we would have to submit all that stuff. Yeah, draft investment agreement.
Below is a quick preview of how fast funding can be received. So yeah, like during this video, it actually showed the smart contract execution and like the transfer of funds.
Yeah.
From the LAO to whoever is like.
Dude, that's proposing. So badass, man. You have no idea like how badass that is.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Could like, you imagine that? Like,
oh my god.
Like anything, man. Like people are always in the Discord proposing. Okay, yeah. So see, this is gonna shift. Like, if this becomes like a widespread way of funding projects from now on, not so much like token economics bullshit where like projects write a white paper and they just mint a shit ton of tokens.
Yeah.
And investors just like hope for the best. Like that scheme is done with. We've already like realized like that doesn't work.
That bridge has been burnt.
Exactly. So this is like the next step to where, because now there's actually a DAO, or there's like a group of people who actually have to decide whether or not a proposal is worthy of investment to begin with.
Yeah, not only that, all investors get to vote.
Yeah.
Right. If you put in $100,000, well, your vote is worth $100,000.
Yeah, because you're gonna get like a share of whatever the profit is.
That's right.
Based on your investment, right?
That's right.
Which makes sense. But
yeah, and
so
this is like math. Like it's all investment is a simple how much money you're putting in, how much is the company worth, and then that's your equity. And then if the company explodes and is a rocket ship, then you get a percentage of that rocket ship. I mean, it's there's nothing beyond that. Like what I'm saying is like this makes a whole lot of sense that you can put this on the blockchain and everything is governed by code. Like it should have been that simple a long time ago, but obviously now we have the technology to actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But yeah, like I was saying, like it's just like imagine this for Decentraland. Like people aren't the DAO is not gonna approve funding projects that have no track record of success or like delivery. Like there's gonna be more strict guidelines in order for because the objective of the DAO now is to make a profit, right? So they you want to invest in things that are more likely to generate a return. So I think that's pretty awesome.
So if
the next
so one question, if the objective of this DAO is to make a profit, I wonder what the objective of Decentraland's DAO is.
That's what we haven't decided yet. That's my point. That's why I'm so interested in this LAO, and I'm kind of like excited to propose this to the Decentraland DAO. Like this is how we're supposed to operate.
It should. The Decentraland DAO should always have funds 20, 50 years from now.
Yeah. Like you don't want it to be like just so willy-nilly, like we're just passing money out to whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
We're not
totally
thinking
agree.
Profit in mind, because at the end of the day, dude, we're just gonna run dry.
You know what? You're 100% correct, because if we don't have the DAO aligned with everybody's incentive, then the DAO is just going to deplete its funds, and then Decentraland
it.
just falls apart.
I agree. So like the DAO has to be a little greedy in the sense that
Yes,
the DAO needs to sustain and grow
dude,
and prosper.
100% agree.
Yeah. So then you start to think, okay, like I thought even another step further that okay, like you said it yourself. Okay, yeah, there's 222 million mana at stake for this DAO, which in today's current mana valuation is like peanuts.
Yeah, it's like
You know,
$4 or $5 million.
yeah, roughly, which is like not enough to go around
Yeah,
if you
pretty
really want like
much.
a healthy ecosystem of like solid development going
Yeah,
on in Decentraland.
totally agree.
That's not enough. So the objective of the community and the DAO overall has to be to increase the value of mana in order because if mana goes up, then all of a sudden the DAO just becomes like a stronger funding source, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I could think of is to kind of like incorporate more DeFi elements, meaning like we have to create an incentive for people to stake their mana in order for the valuation of it to go up. And the best way to do that is if the DAO creates its own stablecoin,
Mm-hmm.
its own like DAI. We replicate the DAI ecosystem for Decentraland, meaning the way DAI works is people stake their Ethereum as collateral in order for, and the DAO decides the interest rate fluctuations,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And that's how the whole ecosystem functions. I think we could potentially do the same thing with mana, where anyone in the community could stake their mana for a return on interest,
Yeah.
basically. And then this mana is used as collateral for the DAO and yada yada yada.
Yeah, I totally agree with this as well. I think this is an additional component to the alignment of growing the DAO in terms of the funds.
Yeah, because like I said, the objective is to increase the value of mana. So all of a sudden, mana becomes kind of like a MakerDAO token and not so much like a unit of currency.
Yeah.
Because like we want a stable currency in our economy, right? Because
it's true.
Like look at us, man. We earned a lot of mana the first few weeks of Decentraland,
and then we lost half of it.
Cut in half.
Yeah,
it's been cut more than half.
Yeah,
and that hurts to like somebody who's trying to function. Imagine if we had like employees to pay.
Yeah,
we'd be like, see ya. We'd be kicking them off like hotcakes because all of a sudden our
that's right.
funding just got cut in half. So that's something we need to realize too. Like mana is great and all, but I don't think its utility is ever going to be like an actual unit of currency. Just like kind of like Bitcoin isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bitcoin has that same problem. That's why entities like Steam removed it from their platform. It was too volatile.
Yeah.
You can't accept Bitcoin as a currency, but you would accept DAI.
For sure.
Tether, right? So,
see, I think you could. This is technically possible because we've seen different flavors of DAI. There's C DAI. There's all kinds of DAI.
Stable coins.
Yeah. So
and there's not many that are actually run by a DAO, but yeah, the whole MakerDAO infrastructure is easily replicatable, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like right now, like our community is like struggling to get mana just onto these like DeFi platforms. Like Compound, like I think like every month or something they have like a community vote, like which asset do you want to see next?
Yeah.
Like onboarded onto the platform.
Right.
I say we just say like fuck that, dude. Let's just create our own platform. We don't need Compound. We can just do the same thing with our cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
We have a DAO. We have an asset that has value, mana. We even have land that could be staked. We have like an actual more stable. I think land is more stable than cryptocurrencies are as far as like valuation.
Yeah.
So we could stake that too into our collateral pool to stabilize our stable currency.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
No, you know what? This needs to be a topic of the conversation in the roundtable. This is one of the more important conversations because if we don't get the community to agree that the DAO needs to be aligned with the incentives of the player, the developer, and the landowner, then the DAO funds will deplete and then there will be nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Because if we're just giving out mana just to a bunch of group of people who have cool ideas, it's going to be a colossal failure. Agreed.
Totally.
Because ideas are cheap. Execution is everything.
Yeah, and I think over time, like the DAO's gonna learn that too. Like there's gonna be mistakes So I mean, there's gonna have to be like there's a lot of
Some
smart contracts that are
casualties.
gonna have to be written. Yeah, and part of it's gonna be like, okay, we funded this project and we're 6 months in and they still haven't generated a penny.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, what do we do? How do we liquidate assets and kind of like get a return to the
Mm.
DAO? You know what I mean? These
Yeah, this
basically
is
the DAO kind of like functions like a bank at this point. It's like an actual bank entity that,
well.
but no one's in control of it though. It's just all
It
code.
is sort of like a bank, but it has to be considered more like a business. The
Mm-hmm.
DAO is going to make investments in the hopes of a return.
Yeah,
And I mean, if we know anything about investments, like 10% of the things that you invest in, like actually become successful,
it's
just
true.
because it's that hard.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's not so much. It's yeah. I don't think these are so much as like loans because these are more just like they're like grants, I guess. So you're not really.
See, but that's the problem. Is like it has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
At least in my perfect world of the DAO, it would have to be sustainable. Now, if if everyone agrees that this is more like grants, and once the grants are done, then that's it. Then we hope Decentraland is sustainable after the grants are done. Then that's what the collective agrees to. And we got 10 years, right? 10 years is a pretty long time.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So then that's another thing. Yeah, I guess the 10-year thing is kind of like that's the team thought the best way to prevent like the DAO funds from not just getting siphoned out like really quickly and just
Yeah,
turning to nothing. So I guess they figured just releasing it slowly would be a better uh, I don't know
yeah,
way to do
yeah.
it.
It put a throttle onto the bleeding, I guess.
Exactly. But yeah, there's just potentially a better way to do it, man. Like if the focus is to actually generate a profit. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think if we focus on that as a community, that alone is enough to bring in like some developers because that's the thing we want more than anything, right? We want developer talent in this
Mm-hmm.
platform in this ecosystem.
That's right.
I mean, because it's such a struggle, man. Like everyone has great ideas and everyone creates great projects, but the struggle is getting funding to continue on and actually execute.
Yeah, I agree.
So
All right, I man.
we'll talk
That's
about that for sure.
yeah.
When
We're gonna bring
is
it
this
up.
roundtable?
It should be 5 p.m. Central Time on Saturday.
Okay.
And we'll definitely bring this up because this is like one of the more important topics. And I kind of I'm curious as to what everybody else thinks. Like, should the DAO be considered themselves sort of like a business, and they trying to make not necessarily a profit, but they want an infinite resource of funds, right? Is that the goal? Is the goal going to be this is either just grants? If people just waste the money, then it's wasted, and that's that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to what they think.
Yeah, definitely. That's the biggest not the biggest, but it's one of the biggest things we need to discuss. And
Yeah.
it can't just be us either. Like I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna get like the whole entire community involved. Uh
Well, it's like think about it this way: we have a conversation, us in the community. We kind of agree. Let's say DAO should be run more like a business and like a VC where you have to any creation is sort of like maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe any creation can't be just a business, right?
mm,
It shouldn't always be like that, but maybe there's like a percentage of the funds who that is considered as grants and the other percentage considered as like a business investment.
yeah.
But let's say we agree to it, and then we write the proposal for the DAO vote, and then if anyone wants to get more context as to why the proposal is the way it is, they can watch the roundtable.
Yeah. So the roundtable is gonna become like super.
It could be like a link within the proposals, like context to this proposal you can find here.
Mhm.
At least, just because, six people have a conversation over the internet doesn't mean that's the way it should stick, but it gives you context.
Yeah, but like think about it, man. Like how does government operate, dude? They're literally
That's pretty
in.
much it. Six people
Yeah.
in a room.
Like they'll have like a committee, like
Yeah.
they'll sign like a random pool of like I don't know if it's random, but they'll sign a pool of congressmen to a committee to like let's say it's like a climate committee, and then they're trying to figure out the next batch of regulations as
Yeah.
far as like how to regulate environmental things.
Yeah, and the problem with that is that the people making regulations on like science, technology, they don't know anything about that.
It's true. And more
So,
likely they're getting like their pockets stuffed with like
oh,
companies.
for sure. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just
to
to
sway
vote.
on one way versus the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the big dilemma, man, with
Yeah.
government. So what we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna govern this DAO is what I'm saying. So, dude, it requires like constant communication, man.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
and what's the incentive for that? I don't like congressmen are like they're paid heftily to do what to do what they do. You know, it's like an actual career to
It's true.
engage in governance and stuff like that. Like, how the fuck are we gonna generate enough interest from the community to have these daily discussions? And I don't know.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
That's a
interesting.
good question, man.
It's
That's a
fucking crazy, man.
it is
But
crazy.
to me, this is the most interesting part of Decentraland. That's why I like.
You know, when I was having that discussion with Maddie on Discord,
Mm,
like I even like took a step back and even questioned myself, was like, do we need to be this detailed or this like, this deep into Decentraland? Like, is this really like, does this make sense to do?
what do you mean?
Like, in
What part?
think about all these DAOs and like the governance and all that stuff. Like, does it make sense to actually work on this stuff? Like like
Yeah.
like kind of holistically, like looking at this, from an outside perspective, is this worth the time to invest in? And I think it is, because it has the potential to go there. And if we're not there when it actually goes there, it's going to be like missing the boat in Bitcoin in 2010.
Yeah.
So it's still a gamble, but like I think the understanding is that it can actually go there. Like, that's an
It can.
actual possible scenario that could exist.
If you just keep going down that extrapolation rabbit hole, like think of the implication of if we succeed on like the scale of like Decentraland of like self governance
Yeah,
to like a truly like democratic approach where it's like decentralized completely.
dude,
Like
that
what
has
are the
huge
implications of that?
huge implications for
Yeah,
society.
for society, right? Like all of a sudden we've proven that we don't need like this hierarchy of
Yeah.
decision making that we're used to. Like we always just this top down approach,
Yeah.
you know.
It
If
almost
we
feels
could,
like if you and I were creating Bitcoin, like we're in this round table and we're discussing currency that's decentralized, right?
mm,
And there's probably like four other people, in this conversation, and we're thinking about the point of the conversation right now is like the implications if Bitcoin actually works.
true,
It's like,
yeah,
what could that mean for society? And 10 years in, like we're fast forwarding 10 years into the future. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and Bitcoin is like, it's still floating.
yeah,
It's still, I mean, it's taking its own hits too, like everything else, but it's still floating. Like, it's still chugging along.
mm-hmm.
And Decentraland could be exactly that 10 years from now.
Yeah. Like Decentraland's the whole big experiment is like again like this governance thing.
Yeah.
That's the big experiment,
The other way to look at it is we have decentralized currency that's not owned by anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and now we have a decentralized universe that's not owned by anybody.
Yeah.
So you could almost agree, think that Decentraland is a tougher endeavor than just decentralized currency, because there's so
Oh
many
yeah.
aspects to it.
There's a lot more variables than just like for MakerDAO, for instance, there's a lot more variables than just adjusting interest rates.
Yeah, that's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot more matters we need to think about, like from a proposal standpoint. Like, dude, there's like an infinite realm of proposals that can be done
That's so
as far
true.
because there's like an SDK that is open source and
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? There's so much required as far as like
Yeah,
management.
and then on top of that, you can like, this could be the breeding ground for like terrorism or
Whoa, what the
nefarious.
fuck are you talking about, dude? Say that again. What
No,
do you
I'm
mean?
saying like this could be like the place where people convene to like have, conversations about pretty much anything, and there's nothing
Yeah.
anybody can do about it. Or
Mm-hmm.
you could upload nefarious content, and depending on how like the community, governs nefarious content, I mean, it could stay up, right? And there's nothing you can do about it. So it's just adding to what you were saying, is like there's so many more variables in a decentralized world than there is for a decentralized currency.
100%. Yeah, and that's why like this is gonna be, because we're replicating like the formation of an actual society.
Yeah.
So if we succeed in that, like I said, at this smaller scale, then the technology is going to be proven. It's going to prove itself capable of running, a society at a much larger scale. Potentially, I don't know whether or not you can convince the world to actually believe in that, and who knows, man? Like this shit might hit the fan to the point where like we have no other choice.
Yeah, there's no other choice. Yeah.
Kind of like this is why I asked Andreas that question, man. Like to me, this was the biggest question, and I feel like he dropped the ball on that one, dude. Honestly, because like
I think he could have been the prophecy had he just like told the truth, in the sense that probably a shit hitting the fan is probably going to cause people to shift into cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and like again, like he didn't want to say that because he doesn't want to be like doom and gloom.
Yeah,
I get that, but we're witnessing that now. Now, if you go to his Twitter feed, now he's all about like, Bitcoin was made for this. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's all about like talking about how the traditional finance world is about to fall off a cliff.
Yeah,
and cryptocurrencies and decentralization is going to be there to like catch everyone.
Yeah,
like that's what I wanted to know. Like,
yeah, it's funny,
and it's starting to seem like
because we were asking him that we were anticipating this was going to happen, in the sense that shit hitting the fan. Now, we didn't know that there was going to be a pandemic.
No,
but we figured that the global economy, the financial system, would collapse at some point just because of its own weight of itself, and
just because of like the fraudulence of what's propping it up in the first place.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like that's not sustainable. It's something at some point inevitably it was gonna pop. But yeah, nobody knew what the needle was gonna be. And this fucking virus was like perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect needle, dude.
Dang, that's crazy, dude.
So you're right, man. Like this.
So
like, I think we're involved in something bigger than what we even realize.
That's true. That's true.
So
I think we've had like a pretty good pulse on how things work and like where things are headed. Like that's at least that's what it feels like to me. I don't know like what the audience thinks, but
yeah, and it's kind of hard. Like if you watch this podcast episode, it's probably kind of weird. Like the first half of it is us like jumping around in like fucking cartoon land.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're like, it looks like so kiddie and like not serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it looks like a fucking video game.
Yeah.
But it's not, dude. Like the foundation of it all is like so much bigger than that. And it's kind of hard to understand like at first glance,
Yeah, and I think that's why we're so interested in it, because it's not the gameplay, it's not like how kiddie it looks or anything like that. It's more of like the implications that if this works, this will be like what a bunch of PhD students and their thesis is going to be about. Like true, how society could work if they implement a society like Decentraland.
Yeah, all governed by smart contracts, etc. Et
and like governed by code. Dude.
Fucking crazy, man.
Dude, I think we should end it there, man.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, dude. So thank you for watching. If you're listening, make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner. And everything that we've talked about, we'll have links in the description in our YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.